Are we ready? Good morning everybody, how are you all? Thank you for joining me live in the studio. We were just obviously trying to get our snow scene ready for you all, make it a little bit Christmassy. It's obviously rainy and damp outside, but we wanted to make it extra special today, seeing as it's the last one of the year for us here at Stamps by Me. For those of you that don't know who I am and are maybe tuning in for the first time today, my name is Toni and I'm a guest presenter over on Create and Craft. And I love my studio, basically. It's a place where you can come and get some inspiration. There's a hive of activity with so many products, so many stamps, so many dies, so many mediums, and hopefully there is just one product that you might pick up, love and enjoy. That's what it's all about. If you are watching on Facebook, I will be posting the picture after the show. And if you are watching on YouTube, don't forget to click the subscribe button. Okay, so you are here today to see what we're up to. If you tuned into yesterday's shows over on Create and Craft, thank you. It was a little bit manic. Nobody really knew what was happening. It was a great sales show though, so if you did manage to pick up a bargain, well done you. In today's studio, I am going to show you some new products. And the reason you're probably thinking is, oh, every other company's closed 2 weeks ago. Every other company stopped delivering over a week ago. Every other company is saving all their launches for January. We do everything, we don't do anything by the book, as you all know. So our delivery service is the last day today. So if you do make any orders, we will try our best to get them out to you today. Our studio is the last day today, Christmas Eve, because I want everybody at home to still have the inspiration right up until Christmas Day, because some of you are at home on your own maybe, or maybe not going to see some family over this Christmas period, so at least you get longevity here and you still get to play and create. Some of the stuff today though, however, that we are launching will not be delivered until the new year. So as soon as we come back, we'll get them straight out to you. But the orders that are already on the system that came through yesterday, they will be in the post today for you. So you'll have them within the next couple of days, hopefully. So in today's studio, I'm going to show you the members gift that's going to be launching on Create and Craft in January. And I'll do that now. We'll get that one out of the way. So if you are a Create and Craft Club member, we have put this lovely one together for you here. So basically, if you are a Create and Craft Club member, all you have to pay to get this £17.99 stamp is £2.99 postage. So if you are not a member, you're obviously still saving money if you do go over and be a member, if that makes any sense at all. This is the first one of the year. I'll just move it down so you can see there. So traditionally, you know, I like creepers, corners and things like that. This is a cluster. And it's got lots of open spaces in there, so you can see you can get in with your colours, pens, pencils, all the lovely stuff that you've been buying throughout the course of the year. And it's got some lovely sentiments, one of which my son chose, because he says it all the time: sharing is caring. Sharing is caring, mummy. So we've popped that one in there because I think a lot of people do say that now. Stand tall, you are fabulous. Go and have a great day. And thank you is all I want to say. And that is like one of our messages this year to you guys at home. I do really want to just say thank you for everything this year. You know, as my partner would say, we are the little family bumpy outfit, and we still continue to try and deliver, you know, great products, creativity, inspiration, and we will continue to do that whilst ever we have our lovely family company. So thank you everybody. So that's our gift to you again this 2020 January, so keep your eyes peeled for that one. Create and Craft probably will send the email out to you anyway. So that's that one. And I also want to show you two lovely stamps that we're launching here today, and these are the two lovely stamps that won't be posted until the new year. And the reason they won't be posted is not just because of the postage, the postal service, but because they haven't properly been packed yet. They are exclusive to us here at Stamps by Me. Once they're gone, they're probably not going to come back. And over the last couple of months, we have had some lovely feedback from customers saying, would you be able to just do a stamp budget? You know, we don't have hundreds of pounds, and I appreciate that. So what I've done is I've put two stamps together for you without dies, so you can fussy cut them if you want. They're not difficult to fussy cut out, and it's just a stamp, and you can create some amazing looking cards. So I will go for this one first. So this is the, you can call it vintage gown, fashion gown, whatever you want to call it. it's basically huge. So can you see that there? I'll just move that down a little bit for you. So the great thing about these is if you do want to colour, which I'm going to show you a little bit of a technique today on this gown, you can colour. If you don't want to colour, you can stamp onto some patterned paper and mat and layer her dress. You can sparkle them. There is so many mediums that you could use with this specific one. You could decoupage your dress to the nines if you wanted to. So what I'm showing you now is available on our website. Once they're gone though, guys. So if you go to the search engine and pop FBL into the search engine, it will bring this one up. Okay, we've also popped a little bit of a discount on there for you all as well, obviously it being Christmas Eve, and we're all still buying for family if you're anything like me. So they're all there and available for you. However, as always with Stamps by Me, if you've got something in your stash that looks like that, looks like this, you don't need to buy this. Stay tuned though, because we do obviously offer the inspiration if nothing else. So this is this one, and this one's quite a funky dress, a quite modern dress is this one. So that's that one. So if you do like dresses, then you can choose which you like between the two, or if you want both, you can have both obviously. And then we have this one, which is like the side view of a bride. And this is quite vintagey feel. I'll bring that up there for you. You can see that there, it's huge again. So beautiful for paper piecing. You could colour it back in the lovely alcohol markers, your pens, your pencils and things like that. And again, paper piece of dress on patterned paper, things like that. So it's these two today. I hope you like them. There are no dies and there will not be any dies. Once they're gone, and these are for all the people that just wanted to buy a stamp, as we did many years ago. Obviously, as a company, new things evolve, things change. Back to our roots, just a stamp on its own for the people that wanted it. So I hope you like it. I'm going to show you a lovely demonstration using this one right now. But equally, it was really difficult to decide. I haven't got any samples to show you because the design team don't even have them yet, because I haven't even sent them out because we've been so busy. But I'm going to show you a lovely way to get some sparkly effects but not using any sparkle. So I'm going to use this one first. So first of all, I'm going to grab my Eureka. Now, this is still on a special price over on Create and Craft. So if you missed it yesterday and you're just getting into stamping, these are still on a special price. However, if you have one already, then you're literally good to go. So I'm just going to grab some card here. So I'm using some super smooth because we are going to be using our alcohol markers for this technique. Okay, so I'm just going to pop this one into my Eureka, and this is where you get to see the grand scale of the stamp. It's pretty big. So I'm just going to place it face down onto the cardstock here. Like so. So for this specific technique that I'm going to do today, I'm going to be using watercolour and alcohol markers. So you're thinking, well, what ink pad are you going to use? Well, I chose to use the VersaFine for my watercolouring and my alcohol marker because I felt if I used Memento it would bleed too much, and I just needed to be careful when I was using my alcohol markers not to go too close to the black line. So I decided to go with VersaFine, but you can try both, see what works for you. So I'll just get this one stamped out. You can see how fabulous that is there. So if you're not a colourist, don't want to be a colourist, you know, if you stamp the gown onto some pattern paper and then cut the gown out and lay it over the top of her, it would look like she had a patterned dress. So you can have a watercolour dress, a lace effect dress. Get those lovely pattern papers, the Tell Me a Story collection that you all have loved and used. Cut her lovely dress out and just pop her on there. It will look absolutely stunning. So let's just move this out of the way. I'm just going to get a piece of card to pop underneath because we are going to be doing our alcohol colouring as well. And as always, as I've told you before, you need to make sure you've got something underneath that's going to pull that colour through, or else it will just pool and puddle on the top. Okay, so this technique is the sort of technique that gives you a sparkly effect. It's really hard to explain, but you'll see when I start going. So today, this lovely lady, we'll give her a name at some point, I'm sure, is going to have a green sparkly dress. I'm stepping out of my comfort zone from pinks and oranges and yellows, and we're going to go for green. So I'm just going to take some of the green from my travel set here. I'll just mix a little bit of this green on here, and I'm just going to colour her whole dress in green, so right from the top to the bottom. And I'm not being careful, I'm absolutely just popping the colour on here. Now I'm using super smooth card because I am going to be doing alcohol colouring as well, and to be honest with you, the watercolour sat really well on this. It surprised me. So if you are wanting to do both, I would probably say go for super smooth, because your watercolours won't, sorry, your alcohol markers won't sit well on watercolour card, so go for this one instead. And then I'm just going to get some of the green, and I'm just going to go from the top and just drag it down as if it, just to create a little bit of dimension in those lines. So I'm just following the lines of the stamp. I'm not like trying to understand light and shade. I'm absolutely just going down the lines of the skirt. Can we see that there? So there's little to no water on my brush here. I'm just putting like pure colour down. Make sure I've got all those colours in. So nothing fancy, it doesn't have to be perfect. If you've got white spaces in there, that's super cool, because that creates instant light and shade. Now I'm just going to do a bodice. Like so, and then just go for it and just enjoy it. That already looks great, doesn't it, without, you know, worrying. So I'm just going to dry that off. So you can see the colour in the bodice has practically disappeared, and I mean disappeared to absolutely nothing. And that's what I say about watercolours. When you pop them on and they seem a little bit dark to start with, don't worry about it, they always dry lighter. So is everybody set for Christmas? Obviously I can't see the ongoing conversation between you all, but is everybody organised? All ready for Santa tonight? Got the carrots and things all ready? So, I'm pretty organised this year, I think. Until somebody tells me otherwise anyway. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a little bit of a technique to try and create a sparkly dress without the sparkle. And I'm going to use my green pens. So it's the ones with the green shades across here. And I've just got them all out here. And I'm just going to do a little colour swatch on here just to see which I want to go with first. So you get this lovely like a luminous green in here, like a highlighter pen colour on this one, and this is a fabulous one. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to go with this one first, and to create the effect of sparkle, let's just move this up a little bit so you can see. All I'm going to, is it dry? Yes, okay. All I'm going to do is I'm using my bullet nib. I'm just going to do dots. Can you see this here? Like so. And what we're going to do is we're going to use 2 or 3 colours. And I'm just going to start at the top. Now if you pop it on and it doesn't show, which this is pretty much not showing at all, but I know that it will show in these lighter areas here. So I am just going to pop some dots in those lighter areas. There's no point me going over the dark areas because you can't physically see it, but on the areas that you can see it, I am going to go in and I am going to pop those spots in that area. So I'm going to do it in that little light area. This is quite light here, so I'll probably get away with it on here too. So all I'm doing is I'm just spotting like so. And this is a great reason why we put the bullet in the bin, because this is called pointillism. And I think it's a fabulous technique. So I do encourage you to give it a go. I know a lot of you have got these pens. So there's a little light area here, so I'm going to pop the spots in there. You can't see much going on at the moment, but it will soon come to fruition what's happening. So I've got any other light areas, a little bit here. So I'm just following the lines in her dress. I'm not like doing lines this way. I'm just starting from the bottom of her dress and moving up. I'm just doing lots of little dots. It's very therapeutic, this actually. I have done one ahead of time too, so you will be able to see the end result. So you won't have to watch me spotting for the next 10 minutes. But you can see already, popping that colour in there has already given dimension in that dress. It looks like she's actually got folds in her dress, doesn't it? Just from that one colour. So these little areas under here you can colour with the pen if you want to. I will actually do that in a darker colour. But yeah, so that's the first pen, okay? So then we'll move on to the next one. Let's see how dark this one is. Oh, can't put one down. So I'm going to go with this one. So I know this one is going to show on here. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to start at the top. I'm practically going to cover, not it all, but cover the dress in these little spots. And again, once the alcohol evaporates, again, it all dries back really, really light. So have the confidence to go for the colour. And again, if it don't work and you're thinking, I wish I'd have changed the colour, learn from the one that you've done and chop out the colours on your next attempt. That's how I learn anyway. So just spotting all the way down each panel of a dress. Maybe across the bottom too. See that coming together there? So again, I'm going to start at the top. We'll have a little bit of sparkle all on the top of her gown, and then into the panels we'll just go down the sides. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do this half of a dress because I have got one finished. So we'll just do this half here. Because it does take a little bit of time, but it is well worth it. So spot, 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 spot. And the same down here. And then this is where the lighter spots that you did come into their own. So it creates an instant highlight, which is cool. So lots of spots. And then what happens then is the watercolour wash that you popped underneath acts as like a base. So you haven't got the harsh white. But you practically cover most of it anyway. So I'll put some spots in the base here, the creases of a dress. Maybe these ones under here you can colour in full. And this crease in here, I'm going to colour that in full too. We see how it's all coming together, the crease in the dress there. So you could continue with your spots. There is no limit on how many spots you lay down or go for. And as you can see, I'm laying this one down and it appears to be darker, but it will evaporate to exactly the same colour. You won't get like two shades in there, unfortunately. So you could keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. It's just an alternative way of creating something quite unique. So that's that one. So then we'll swap out for one of our darker colours. Let's try this one. And then we'll try this one. So So we go back to this one, and then all you're going to do this when you get darker is you're not going to cover the whole area, you're just going to go down the sides like so. Can we see that here? So it's like a gradation in spots, if that makes any sense at all. I would probably say don't think too much about it, because you'll put yourself under stress. Just absolutely go for it. So, and then I'll put the darker spots of green at the top, so it looks like a gradation of colour down the front of a dress. And then in this little crease here, we'll pop the spots. And under her gown too. And then in this crease in here where we did that light colour, I'm actually going to go in and add this darker colour. So I have got a true shadow in there. Can we see that? So I'm just going to add a few more spots on here, and I probably will go one step darker with my next shade. I'm not going to take these darker spots all the way down though, because I want those beautiful lighter spots to come through there. And try not to spot your lines in like lines like this. Try and be a little bit random, so a little bit to the left, a little bit to the right. So you get like a cluster rather than a line. Like so. So you can see it's coming together. And then I would probably go one stage darker to give it the true sparkle, but you can go back in with your other colours and add more spots. Don't think once you've had the spots it's over. It's not. So this is the next stage, next step up. So I'm going to do a few of these, not a lot. You can see how we're getting this spotty panel here. It does actually give the appearance of a sparkly gown. It's beautiful. So I would do this all day and let you watch me. But it's pretty boring for you guys, but I'm absolutely thoroughly enjoying that. So when it's done, and I've cut one out, and here's one I've done already, look. Can we see that there? So it looks like a sparkly gown. Can we see that there? So pretend we've done this lovely lady here. Can we see that there, all over? So let's move on to the next stage. So if you don't like that sort of technique, like I say, you can stamp it onto your patterned papers, and then you can create her a beautiful dress. So whilst I'm on with one demo, I am just going to show you it stamped onto a beautiful piece of paper. And then you can see how gorgeous it looks if you don't want to go down the colouring line. Let's go for this pale one here. Because I understand people haven't got the time to colour, and I understand people might not even want to colour, which is absolutely fine. So I'm just going to stamp her onto this pattern paper here, and I'll show you what I mean by overlaying her dress. like so. And then with my scissors, I'd just cut her dress out. So I'd cut as close to the line as I possibly could, like so. And like I said to you before, it's not a difficult one to cut out, which is great, because I didn't want to do dies. I don't want to do dies with everything, and customers don't want all stamps with dies. So try to make it as easy as possible for you to cut out. I know some of you do love your dies, and I know some of you do love to fussy cut, so trying to suit everybody. So the reason I'm doing this one is because when we come to construct our card, I can show you one with patterned paper and then one with the colouring, so you at home can see which would you prefer. And it's in keeping with the theme, which is green. There we go. So there we have a lovely gown printed onto some green, florally, quite pale, very beautiful though. So I'll just set that one aside. So we have two very different gowns, very different. See that there? And we'll decide when we come to construct our card which way we're going to go with it. So let's go back to our card. So what I did here was I stamped the lady again onto some white card, and I just needed the body part and her feet. I wasn't overly concerned about the dress because she's going to get her dress overlaid. So what we need to do is we need to colour her lovely hair and skin and her feet. So for the skin, I find that the scenic range of our markers gives beautiful skin tone colours too. So I'm just going to grab two colours and just make sure they work first. So I'll do a swatch on this piece of card here. So I like these two colours, I think they work really well together. So I'll write it on here. YR27 R139. So that's what I'm using for my skin on this one. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the lightest of the colour and I'm going to colour her feet in. Bear in mind, we did use the waterproof ink, okay? So if you go near these black lines too close, you are going to get a bleed. So just be careful. So you decide at home which ink pad you're going to use, which is more fitting for you. So all of the skin is coloured in there, lovely, and her legs. And I'm just going to pop a little highlight in there with the darker one, just to create a little bit of dimension and depth in her body. So there would be a little shadow here around her arm. And there would be a little bit under her chin there, pop a bit on her cheek, maybe a bit on the top of her dress, like so. Pop a little shadow down her leg. Then go back in and connect the colours. So you're not trying to push that colour out, you're just connecting them. There we go, we've got instant shadow. And for her hairpiece, I'm just going to do the lightest of the colour, just so it ties in with her dress on the green. A luminous headband. This is a bit of a Strictly Come Dancing gown, isn't it? So you can see there. So you could colour her shoes to match, coordinate if you want to. You could absolutely go to town with her. So what I need to do now is we need to get some black cardstock, because this is going to make our image pop. So when we mat and lay her onto some black, you get the lovely black border around. So I'm just going to pop a little mark either side of this piece of black cardstock here, and I want the thinnest black border possible. It's just to give it a lift. Like so. And then when you mat and layer on, you get a beautiful thin border on there. So let's glue that together. Give it a chance to grab. That looks really pretty. So I have a top folding note card here, which I've covered in some lovely patterned paper. And my lady's just going to sit in the centre here. Can we see that there? Give that a chance to grab. I'm just going to grab some lovely pads. Running low on these by the looks of things. I'm just going to stick her into the centre of this card, like so. So I think the lighter one actually suits the background of the card. So what I might do is I might save this one for a brighter card. Don't know. Any thoughts, anybody? I do like them both, if I'm completely honest. Oh, goodness me, how do you decide? Right, we'll go with the light one. This one, to go with the light one. I've been told to go with the light one, so that is exactly what I'm going to do. So, 1 second, I'm just going to add a little bit of sparkle to this lady's dress. I think what we'll do first is we'll stick her flat first. Not this one. We'll stick her onto the lady first. And then we'll pop some sparkle on. I will pop this one onto a card and pop it on Facebook over the Christmas period, and you can let me know what you think. And then I just overlay a dress, and you see how a dress comes over the piece of card that we've done? It looks really arty. Give it a chance to grab. And you could pop a bow, sequins, gems, whatever you want to do really. It's your card, you can do what you want, can't you? So then I'm just going to, with this gold glitter glue I've got here, I'm just going to pop some spots of sparkle if it allows. Does it run out? That's not, oh there we go. And I'm just going to pop some sparkles from the base of her gown. You see that there? This will practically go back to nothing and up. See there? Just to bring it all together. Every gown needs sparkle, I think. Whether it's just the tiniest amount, it needs something. You caught me enjoying myself there, didn't you? Just pop some more under here. And then I would pop a beautiful sentiment on there. And I will do that for the photo. And there you have a beautiful, sparkly, little bit different gown. So something a little bit different from Stamps by Me. That is the only demo today. I hope you have enjoyed it, and I will get this onto a nice card over the Christmas period, so make sure you keep your eyes peeled. I will still be posting over the Christmas period. I will probably post Christmas Day, and I will probably post on Boxing Day also. So keep your eyes peeled. If you sat at home and you just sat on the couch just enjoying your Christmas period, you know where to come and see what's going on. So before I go, is there anything else I need to tell you to close for 2019? Karen Whitaker has got some samples for the lovely members gift, which I've just shown you. She's going to be posting those in the Eureka fan page, so you can get a taste of what you can achieve with that one. And the design team are going to be back on it in a couple of days. Okay, so all I would like to say is a massive thank you for 2019 for your support in every area, magazines, shows, everything. I cannot thank you enough. So whatever you're doing at home, have a great one. Make sure you speak to somebody on Christmas Day, whether it's your neighbour, your friend, your family. Just stay in touch with somebody. Have a great one, whatever you're doing. And I'll see you all next year. Have a great one, everyone. Take care. Bye.